In this business, the entertainment business I'm talking about, we all have to make decisions about what we will or won't do, and we constantly revise those decisions as we go along. I mean, we have certain no lines. We say, I absolutely am not going to do this. I'm never going to go do that. I'm going to absolutely say no to this, that, or the other. And everybody has their own no line. But I'm talking about, you join the union and then it's, I'm not going to do any non-union work. And then you get to the point where I'm not going to accept any non-paid work, or I'm not going to accept any deferred. I'm not going to do copy credit meals anymore. As a filmmaker, I'm not going to work for free. I'm not going to work just because I need the experience anymore. I've already got enough experience. I've got plenty of experience. Of course, you consider the legacy that you're leaving for your children, the type of work that you do, the kinds of projects that you do, the kinds of roles that you would take, or the kinds of projects that you would accept to do if you're a filmmaker, what kinds of films you would direct or not direct. And I've gotten to the point as a filmmaker that I get paid for my work. I don't work for free anymore. If it's my project, and it's a passion project of mine, and it's something that I really want to do, I might, just to see the project get made, not take a salary if it's my own project. But if somebody else wants me to write, direct, or produce their project for them, I'm not going to do that for free. I have enough of a track record now as a writer, director, and producer. I'm not going to work for free anymore. I don't need to, and I don't need the credit. I've got plenty of credits. I don't need the experience. I have plenty of experience. I don't need the IMDb credit. I've got plenty of those. And I don't need the potential upside on the back end, because I know the potential is, I know all of that, and I understand what the potential is, and I understand people have, they're trying to raise their money, and they're hoping, and they've got their little hearts set on things getting made, and I've got all that. And a couple of years ago, I said, you know what, I'm not going to do any more short films. I'm drawing the line at that, and I'm going to do features now. And then, I wound up doing a couple of more short films. But I was being paid for them, and there you go. And they were good projects, and I liked them, and I had fun doing them. And so things come along, and sometimes you say no, and you go, well, that was not a hard and fast no, so I'll go back. But it's been interesting. Since then, I have had several short film projects that have come into my universe. People have wanted me to do short films, and they didn't happen for whatever reason. People couldn't raise the money, or they lingered on in pre-production, and we never got a start date on the calendar. I wound up working with someone who couldn't get going. They weren't as motivated perhaps as I am, and nothing has happened. So I haven't actually directed a project in a little while. Every time something like this happens, I think, well, it's because I'm supposed to be directing features. It's because I'm supposed to be directing features. Of course, I haven't gotten a feature yet either, but it's because I'm supposed to be directing features. I keep thinking that. And then I had this meeting today, and an actor that I worked with in a short film that I directed a couple of years ago recommended me. He's one of the name actors in this project, and he said, oh, you must meet with Kathi. She's, I've worked with her. I love working with her. You will love her. And I read their script, and it's got good bones, but there's a little bit of structural issues to it. And I went into the meeting saying to myself, well, Do I do it? If they're dead set that this is the script they want to direct, is this the script they want to shoot? Is this the script I want to direct? Or do I decline? If they're not open to me coming in and saying, you know, we could make this better. And I kind of decided, before I walked in the door, I decided I would read the room, of course. I wasn't going to just walk in and say, you're going my way or the highway. But I had kind of decided that if they weren't willing to make the changes, or at least consider making the changes to make the script better, that I probably would not direct the film, even though it was a nice opportunity for me. Well, we came in, I sat down, we talked a little chit-chat, and then I noted that they seemed to be open to hearing my thoughts about the script, and so I started with one thought, and they loved it. And so I went to the next thought, and they loved it, and they loved it, and they loved me. So, and before the meeting was over, they asked me if I would produce it as well as direct it. Not just be the only producer, but produce it along with the producer, if I would help her produce it, because of my experience producing. And I said I would be happy to. So I guess I have a job. Squee! So it's always good to know what you will or won't do, and stick to that. Anyway, the meeting went well. The writer was not there. This was just the producer and the star, but it's the star, it's her project. So if she wants what I suggested today, it's in the script because she came up with the original idea. So I kind of took my cue, go into the network meetings on TV shows, and when he would be pitching himself as a director for shows, and he never would say anything about the show, and he never got hired. And when he started going in and saying, you know, this is what's wrong with the show, this is what's wrong with the script, and I could fix it, and this is how I could fix it, they started hiring him. And I thought, oh, you know what? When you come in with confidence and tell them your ideas and say, this is how I can fix it, then they have confidence in you, and they know that you can do what you say you can do. So I should not be afraid to tell them my ideas. And I wasn't.